Good evening. We are joined by head coach Gary Watkins. Coach Watkins, thanks for joining us today.
Good to be here, Bo.
I know it's late. You got a 1 o'clock drive up north to Saddleback College. We just finished watching the Padres take a 2-1
Yeah,
lead. And
go Padres.
absolutely, as we know, we pull for San Diego teams here, and that was definitely a fun game to watch. Hey, let's get started. Let's take a step back and look at our last game, the double overtime loss of Palomar College 17-18. Definitely a competitive, tough heavyweight fight. Just like our game at East LA, it was one of those games where the last team that had the ball won. Let's take a look back. What was the biggest difference in that game?
Well, I thought, as I mentioned in the pregame interview with you, we knew it was going to be a hard fought game.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. It's developed into, a slight rivalry since I've been here, starting in 2018. The games that we've played versus Palomar over the course of the last 4 seasons have all been tight, contested games.
Yeah.
A lot of them have come down to the final possession. And so we were totally expecting to be in a fight. We were expecting to have to play 60 minutes. We ended up having to play more, and so we came out and defensively we played really well again. Offensively, we struggled in the first half and kind of found a little mojo late in the third, early in the fourth, and we're able to score 10 points to tie the game in regulation, and then another 7 in overtime. And Palomar made a heck of a play on 4th and 6 to convert and tie in overtime, and then they did exactly what I expected them to do. Having been bitter rivals now for a couple years and having an opportunity to knock us off, in our own stadium, there was no doubt in my mind that Coach Early was going to go for 2 there, and so that's what they did, and they were successful. So kudos to them for making those plays late in the game, and they made more plays than we did when it came down to it, and ultimately, it was enough to get it done for them.
Absolutely, and we've talked about it many times before. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about it a couple of seconds ago, and we were talking about the Padres. It's you can predict things what's on paper, but not until you get on the actual field and play. As we always say, the other team wants to win too, and it's a matter of who executes the right play at the right time, and that fourth and sixth play. I mean, it was literally the perfect play. The defense was good. Everything just worked. And that's what happens in close games like this.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You could tell, that was a play that they've probably been working on all spring, all summer. As coaches, offensive coaches, we always have, a list of plays that we're going to go to in critical moments, whether it's the last play of the game from the 5 or the last play of the game from the 30. Those plays are scripted and practiced probably every single week, and you prepare for that one moment to call that play, and you could tell based on the design of the play that's kind of how they treated that play. And so, like I said, the player who made the catch, he made a heck of a catch. We had a guy right there on him, and he made a play and maintained the possession through the catch, and kept his team in it. He stepped up when they needed him the most, and so he did it. And so for us, I was really proud of our guys. Our guys fought. We've been battling adversity as everybody has. And we've been handling it very well. And we've been doing a really good job of sticking together, continue to fight. And so I was proud of them. Obviously, I was not happy with the outcome. What I mean? But I was very, very proud of how our guys competed when things were not going our way early in that game. Everybody held the rope and kept fighting for one another. And before you know it, we're right back in it and have the lead. We have the lead in overtime. We scored first. And so. I was very proud of our guys and how they competed and didn't flinch when the going was tough, and they kept battling and had a couple breakthroughs. But at the end of the day, we didn't finish the deal. And so we had to get back to work and got some quality work, Bo, during the bye week, and together a solid week of practice this week. And so we are really excited to have the opportunity to get back out there on the field and compete and get that taste out of our mouths. It's been a long bye week, coming off of a loss, and so we're excited to get out there and compete tomorrow.
It is that, and let me just touch on that a little bit. And one of the makeup of this team has been there is no quit on this team. Despite being down 0-10 in the first half, last week. Crawled back and tied it into fourth, and like you said, had the lead. And I think that's the makeup of this team, is just keep on continuing to fight back, even with the adversities that this team has endured during the year. And obviously, as we all know, injuries at the starting quarterback position is definitely going to make things a little bit more difficult, and you're going to kind of have to adjust with personnel. And that's, I think, one of the admirable things about your coaching staff is next man up. Who's going to come up and play and contribute? So that's definitely cool to see. Like I've been involved with your program for a handful of years, and I can name just a couple of games where this team is out of it. It's never, you guys are never out of it. That's the fun thing about watching the program. Well, turning the page, as you mentioned, you had a good practice this all week, good bye week, ready to go. Playing Saddleback College. Conference play starts today or this week, in a sense, because you guys have been preparing for it. Let me ask you, what are the biggest adjustments that the team needs to make in order to turn things around and get over this losing streak of two? What's the big adjustments you think we need to make?
Yeah, for us, we just have to have, some more consistency on offense. Our offense has to, we're still trying to find our way without Gunner right now, and we're really excited about what Richie's doing. We're seeing the development in him. He's getting better each and every single week. And so as he becomes more familiar with, with me as a play caller and myself with him as a quarterback, we're starting to grow, and so we've seen a lot of growth through over the course of the last 2 weeks, and so we're super excited to see Richie go out there and play and continue to lead our team. Obviously losing Gunner hurts, but in no way are we, mailing it in because we lost Gunner Gray, and so we do work and prepare all of our quarterbacks and for that matter, all of our position players who have to step up when their number is called. We're not just missing Gunner. At this point in the year, we've had abnormal amount of season-ending injuries for what we're accustomed to, but so is everybody else. I mean, it's the 6th week of the season. Everybody's team's banged up. Everybody's team is hurt. Everybody's team is missing guys that they may have had earlier in the season. And so for us, we refuse to use the injury deal as an excuse. We don't believe in excuses. We want to just keep working and find a way to get it done. And that does entail that the guys who may not have been starters or large contributors early in the year, they have to step up. You never know when your number is going to be called. And so we're telling our guys each and every day that every single one of them are one play away from being on the field. And it's up to them to make sure that they have prepared themselves for when that moment is theirs to grasp it by the horns and take advantage of the opportunity that they're given. And sometimes an opportunity may come and you may not know it's coming, and so you have to make sure that you are prepared and you're preparing like you're going to be the starter, so that when you do get on the field, you can ultimately perform to the best of your ability. And so we've had a number of guys who've had to step up, and you're going to continue to see that not only in our program, but in other programs as well. You're going to have to see guys step up as we get late in the season. This isn't the NFL where we can go out and just sign somebody off the waiver wire because we lost somebody. That's not how it works. We have to go out there and play with the guys that we have, and hopefully we've done a good enough job as coaches within our program to develop them so that they are ready for that moment.
Absolutely. So leaving for Saddleback College tomorrow, 1:30. They're currently 1-4, and I was looking at their schedule and the results. And is their overall record kind of deceiving? The reason I ask this is their last 3 games: Ventura College, Mount San Antonio College, ELAC. Against Ventura, they lost 42-37. Mount Sac 13-6, and most recently against East LA 27-20 overtime. So these 3 games right there within a scoring position to win the game. What do we know about them, and what are the plans in order for us to again get onto the win column since the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, to your point, Bo, like literally what you said is exactly what I explained to our team early last week during the bye week. I said 1-4. That record means nothing. They've played four of their games have been who I would personally consider to be elite teams in the SCFA, and so they've been very close in those games. They've been extremely competitive and haven't been on the right side of the outcome, but they're playing really good football. They're really physical on defense. They play hard. They play fast. Offensively, they're extremely explosive. And so that I told our guys, as far as we're concerned, as far as everybody in the state's concerned, everybody's zeros and zero going in tomorrow. Because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, what you do in conference play is all that matters. And so for teams who are having successful seasons, they're looking forward to continuing that success. And for teams who may not be where they want to be as far as the record may show, they get a clean slate, and so it's an
Yeah.
opportunity for everybody to make that last half of the season run. And so we by no means are paying attention to their
Hmm.
to their record. I told our guys we better treat Saddleback like they're 5-0,
Hmm.
and go out there and prepare and compete and stack days during the work week to make sure that we don't take anybody lightly because of what their record says. At
Sure.
the end of the day, when that ball's kicked off, it doesn't matter what your record is. You got to win the game that night, And
Sure.
so, like you alluded to earlier, right? They want to win too. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And so, like I told our team, I can hear Coach Crab right now. Hey, our record may not be what we want, but we have an opportunity to go do everything that we set forth to do
Hmm.
this season, which is win the conference, go to a bowl game, all the things that we're all aspiring to do each and every year. And so it was imperative to me to get that messaging out to my team really
Absolutely.
early in the week. Because I know sometimes it's easy to look at a team's record and say, oh,
Hmm.
this team should do this or that team should do that. You cut the film on and you go, okay, yeah, it's not. That's a different 1-4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to another hard fought conference battle. And so you mentioned conference play. Like, what's the difference? Well, I'll tell you the difference is at this point in the year. You've had time to figure out who you are. You've had time to figure out who your guys are. You've had time to figure out how to put your guys in the best position to be successful. The other thing that you have is you have an advantage of having 5 games on your opponent. You know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
you got 5 games to get a good deep dive and look into who you think your opponent is and how they're trying to attack different defenses or different offenses. And you have a large data set to be able to draw up your game plans. And
Hmm.
you see those conference games are always going to be hard fought. They're going to be tight down to the wire games. And so we're looking forward to that tomorrow evening.
Absolutely. And just to bring up the more to your point as well, I remember talking in one of our first interviews this year, right before the game over at East LA, teams that you can't overlook because the records doesn't necessarily reflect who they are.
No.
After our game against them, I mean, they're on a winning streak right now, taking out
Yep.
Saddleback, taking out Cerritos, and like you said, they've got the players, they've got big guys over there, and look
Yep.
the challenge that we had
Mm-hmm.
over at East LA, and again, it's the same thing here. 1-4 doesn't necessarily mean they're 1-4 because one play can easily change that 1-4 to 4-1. It's a
There's
matter
no
of
doubt. There's
um,
no doubt. 0-0. 0 and
yep.
0 starts tomorrow.
Well, Coach, I again thankful as always for giving us some time. I know you're busy. I know you'll probably be up probably till 2-3 o'clock in the morning preparing for Saddleback College. The team takes off at 1:30. They have a beautiful new stadium over there. Is this the first time you guys are traveling to the new stadium? Or yes, it is, right?
It is. Yeah, this is the
It is.
first time that we're playing them in the new stadium. Last year was our first time being in the same conference, and we
Yeah.
played last year at home. So we're excited to go see their venue, and for our guys, I've already told them, hey, it's nice. Don't be rattled by how beautiful the place is. I've been there before.
Mhm.
It is a very, very beautiful facility. They did a really good job putting that thing up, and Saddleback is you know doing their part to make junior college football
Yeah.
a big time deal in their area. And so kudos to them for that.
Absolutely. They got a lot of great guys over there. One of our dear friends are SID over there. Brad Hoysett, a good friend of mine. He's
Yep.
great. And well, let's go get him tomorrow. The road doesn't get any easier. It's conference play. All the teams that are in this division are tough. We've got San Bernardino Valley College on the 22nd, our homecoming game, and then you're traveling to Fullerton and that big one at Golden West in a couple of weeks. So again, there are no easy games at this point. So
No.
let's go get him tomorrow and let's bring back the victory.
All right, Bo. We're going to do our best to get it done tomorrow.
Awesome, coach. Appreciate it.
All right now.